Anyone seen Rudolph? A story for Layla.
It was Christmas Eve. Layla was tucked up in bed, hoping that Santa would soon be visiting. Mummy came into the bedroom and said, "Layla, it's Christmas Day tomorrow. Have you left a drink out for Santa, and a carrot for Rudolph?" "Yes," said Layla, "and a slice of my favorite chocolate cake. I hope he comes." "I'm sure he will," said Mummy. As Layla drifted off to sleep, she seemed to be floating above the houses, moving faster and faster. After a few minutes she looked down and saw a toy factory. Inside she could see elves, busy finishing toys for Christmas, and there, in the corner, was Santa. "Layla, hello," said Santa. "Have you come to help?" "Yes please," said Layla. "Well, the first thing we need to do is to find Rudolph." He turned to the elves and shouted, "Has anyone seen Rudolph?" No one had seen him, so Santa asked Layla to go down to the reindeer paddock to find him. In the paddock the reindeer were warming up, ready for their busy night. "Has anyone seen Rudolph?" asked Layla. "Yes," said the reindeer. "He's just gone off to the butcher's in Crafty Carl and Shifty Sid's van. They said he had to meet Santa there." Layla rushed back to tell Santa. "What?" said Santa. "Crafty Carl and Shifty Sid will be up to no good. I bet they'll try to sell him to the butcher to make pies. If that happens, Christmas will be cancelled. Quick, Layla, ring the police. We only have 1 hour before Christmas will be cancelled." Layla arranged to meet the police car down at the paddock. She ran as fast as she could, and told the reindeer to fly ahead of Crafty Carl and Shifty Sid's van and block the road. Then she jumped into the police car with the policeman and they set off after them. The road was steep and twisty, but soon they could see the van ahead. Crafty Carl and Shifty Sid spotted them and turned off into the forest. Layla and the policeman followed as quickly as they could, but the track was too narrow to overtake. Up in the sky Layla spotted the reindeer. They were flying very fast over the forest. The police car had to travel faster and faster to keep up. Then suddenly they came to a sharp bend. As they went round it they saw the reindeer blocking the track ahead. Crafty Carl and Shifty Sid's van skidded and overturned. Rudolph jumped out and rushed over to join his reindeer friends. The policeman arrested Crafty Carl and Shifty Sid for kidnapping Rudolph, and took them off to jail. Suddenly Layla realized she was on her own, in the middle of the forest, and it was getting dark and cold. Then Rudolph flew over to her and offered her a lift back to the toy factory. They flew back over the forest as the sky turned dark and the stars began to shine. Layla had to hold on very tightly to Rudolph, but soon they were safely back at the factory. Everyone was looking worried, and Santa was pacing the floor. "What happened?" said Santa. "Don't worry," said Layla. "Rudolph is back in the paddock, warming up with the other reindeer, and Crafty Carl and Shifty Sid are in jail." "Well done, Layla," said Santa. "You've saved Christmas." He turned to the elves and shouted excitedly, "Layla has rescued Rudolph, and Christmas is back on. Now, let's get that sleigh loaded with all the toys, and let's get going. Layla, we'll give you a lift back in the sleigh." So off they flew into the dark starry night. It seemed just minutes before Layla was back in bed and waking up on Christmas morning. Mummy came into the bedroom and said, "Happy Christmas. Has Santa been?" Layla jumped out of bed and told her that Rudolph had been kidnapped, and that she had rescued him so that Christmas wouldn't be cancelled. "Santa gave me a lift back in his sleigh," she said. "Well, you've had a busy night, but I think it was all just a dream." "It wasn't a dream. It wasn't," said Layla. She started to open her presents. Then she noticed over in the corner, there was the biggest chocolate cake she had ever seen. Next to the cake there was a note. Can you guess what it said? "Dear Layla, thank you so much for rescuing Rudolph, and saving Christmas. Enjoy your chocolate cake. Love, Santa."
A Topping Tale. Starring Layla as Santa's little helper.